Welcome back to Kat's Kitchen. I got a request for a Starbucks drink. It is an iced matcha latte with soy milk and chocolate cream cold foam. And number one, it sounds delicious. Number two, I want you to save your money and make this yourself at home. First, I'll go through all the ingredients that you'll need, and then we'll get into the recipe and how to make it. I do want to preface and say, yes, you do need to spend some money up front on the ingredients, but once you have them, you can make this drink every single day, multiple times a day for half the price, maybe even less than half the price that it would cost you at Starbucks. And I promise it is easy. And once you have the ingredients, you can make a whole bunch of them for super duper cheap. So things you will need: ice, because this is an iced matcha latte; soy milk, because we're using soy milk for the matcha latte. I got an unsweet soy milk, but you can totally do one with sweetener in it. The one from Starbucks is sweetened. So keep that in mind. Pretend this is sweetened if you want. I just opt for unsweetened drinks because there's already gonna be a good amount of sugar in the rest of the drink, but totally your preference. Next, you need 1% or 2% milk, heavy cream, just a little bit of both. Next is matcha latte powder. I really like this one by Jade Leaf. Jade Leaf just has good matcha overall. Note, with a sweetened matcha powder, there is sugar in it, okay? Sweetened matcha powder. It's matcha powder with sugar, making it sweetened. Starbucks uses a sweetened matcha powder. I'm not even gonna kid you, this tastes identical to the Starbucks matcha. And I don't know if it's the same one, I don't think it is, but it tastes identical. So get yourself this. You can find it, I've seen it at so many grocery stores, online on Amazon, online on jadeleafmatcha.com, or whatever their website is, jadeleaf.com. Sweetened matcha powder, okay? Has to be sweetened if you want it to taste like Starbucks. If you don't want it to taste like Starbucks and you're just wanting a matcha latte, do not get a sweetened matcha powder, okay? Just get regular matcha. Sweetened matcha powder, or sweetened matcha latte powder. Then you need vanilla syrup. This is gonna go in the cold foam. And for the chocolate cold foam, since we're doing chocolate cream cold foam, you need a malt powder, chocolate malt powder. Starbucks does not use a chocolate syrup or a chocolate sauce in the cold foam. They use a malt powder. This one is by Ovaltine. You can find it at the grocery store. It doesn't have to be this brand. This one's just accessible for where I live. Go into your grocery store, go to the chocolate milk section where they have the Nesquik powder chocolate milk, and you're gonna find malt powder. They have, I don't know if it's vanilla, I think it's vanilla. They have vanilla malt powder. Get the chocolate one. Again, doesn't have to be this brand. I think Nestle or Carnation. There's another one I've seen. Whatever, chocolate malt powder, okay? It's a literal powder that you're gonna mix with milk. Additionally, I have just an itty bitty amount of water. This is completely optional, but I did get a tip from a barista on my Instagram channel that said to mix the matcha with water. So we're gonna try that today just to see if it helps reduce some of those clumps in it. You know how matcha powder will always fall to the bottom and then you have the grassy matcha mix at the base of the cup? We're gonna try to prevent that by using this method. And at the end of the video, I'll let you know if I think this method with the water was worth it. So tentatively, you need water, okay? Let's dive into the full recipe, starting with the matcha latte, using the Jade Leaf sweetened matcha latte powder. For a VENTI Starbucks cup, or a 24-ounce cup, we're gonna do 4 teaspoons of matcha powder. And I have a tablespoon of, it was warm water when I started. I don't know how warm it is anymore. It's fine. Warm water, cool water. We're just gonna mix this matcha in with the water to dissolve it. Again, 4 teaspoons to dissolve it, and then add that to the milk. In the past, I've just added this matcha mix straight into the milk and then froth with a milk frother. But I am curious to see how well this will dissolve and see, you know, if it mixes in better with the milk. All right, so just a little bit of water. So far, so good. This is dissolving, which we love. Love that. Love that. Perfect. I learned me something new, folks. Love that. Oh, wow. Let's see how well, yeah, because this water is not even warm. It's just room temp water at this point. Great. Okay, good to know. Cool, 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 cool. I have my 24-ounce cup. You could reuse a Starbucks venti cup if you wanted. And then I'm gonna pour in the, do I wanna do matcha first? No. Do I? No, yeah? Matcha first, then milk? No, I think it'll mix better if I do matcha first, yeah. Gonna put the matcha in first. Not a lot of liquid, obviously, but I made kind of like a matcha concentrate. And then going in with some soy milk. And I'm gonna do about, 16 ounces of milk. So 2-ish cups. Just about to like this top line up here. Perfect. Looks great. I am seeing a little bit of the matcha on the bottom. I'll give it another little mix to get rid of that. There's definitely less clumps than usual when I haven't mixed with water first. So I will say, yeah, definitely add just a tiny bit amount, a tablespoon is what I used, of water. Mix your matcha powder in it first and then add to milk. Next up is adding ice. It's like froze into one block, which is not ideal. Adding in the ice to the cup and leaving room for the cold foam. Oh my goodness. Of course! You're kidding, right? I didn't want to, I guess. Whatever. It's hilarious. I don't want this much, you know, volume in the cup, so I am going to drink a little bit. That is funny. I told you it was like a block, and then it just fell off. That's great. I'm going to drink a little bit more for the cold foam. It's already delicious, though. I think that's good. That's about how much cold foam I want. If you wanted to add syrups to this, so say vanilla syrup, raspberry syrup, white mocha sauce, whatever, I would add that in with the little matcha concentrate mixture and then add your milk, then add your ice, okay? We're not adding any syrups today, but if you were, that's when I would add it. Set this bad boy aside, and we're gonna start with the cold foam. I get a little cup. Note, this is like a small circumference versus larger circumference. So I do a little tiny mason jar. You can do a small cup, and you want it to be tall. It can be, you know, 16 ounces if you want it to be. Obviously I'm not gonna use much liquid. It's only a few tablespoons of liquid, and then it grows in volume a little bit, but not a whole ton. So you want it to be smaller circumference, or like a narrow cup, not a wide cup for cold foam. So maybe if you're struggling with cold foam at home, that could be why. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know if it's because it's bigger surface area, so it's harder. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I have found that trying to do cold foam in this cup is so much harder than trying to do cold foam in this cup, or just like a taller, thinner cup, okay? Ingredients for the cold foam. We need half a tablespoon of vanilla syrup, bloop, just like that. 2 tablespoons of 1% or 2% milk. 2% will give you a thicker cold foam than 1%. And then 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Thick boy. A lot of questions about, can I just use half and half? From my experience, half and half does not froth up the same way that adding milk and heavy cream do. I don't know why. I don't know why, because they're essentially the same thing. But it's almost as if the half and half just does not have a high enough fat content to get super thick and to stay thick. It'll get, you know, thick and frothy, but the second you add it to your drink, you'll notice it'll seep in. Frustrating, I know. That's why you need the heavy cream. If you are dairy-free, you can use a barista-style oat milk, Oatly Barista Edition, or Chobani Extra Creamy. Do froth up really well for like a dairy-free cold foam. Just do the half tablespoon of vanilla syrup and 4 tablespoons of oat milk. Sorry, 5 tablespoons of oat milk to replace, you know, the 2 and the 3 of the milk and heavy cream. So 5 tablespoons oat milk, half tablespoon of vanilla syrup, and then 1 tablespoon of chocolate malt powder. I'm gonna do like 2 heaping spoonfuls like this. Chocolate malt powder is gonna give you that identical Starbucks chocolate cream cold foam flavor. However, you can also use Torani dark chocolate sauce or the Torani chocolate syrup. This will give you a very similar vibe, but obviously the chocolate malt powder is gonna taste most like Starbucks because they use a chocolate malt powder, not just chocolate flavoring. Almost done here. You need a milk frother, handheld milk frother, meaning you can hold it in your hand. This one is from Bonds and Kitchen, my ride or die. If there's one thing you buy for at-home coffee, it's this bad boy, okay? I don't know what they're doing over there in Bonds and Kitchen, but this is a very high-powered milk frother. I love it. It's the best. Stick the frother part in and just turn it on. And we're gonna be here for, depending on how new your batteries are, 30 to 60 seconds, okay? The longer you froth, the thicker it's gonna be. The less you froth, the thinner it's gonna be. So if you don't love a super duper thick cold foam, don't froth as long. The longer you froth, it's gonna be thicker, and then of course it's going to stay on top of your drink longer. You'll know it's done when it just about doubles in volume, and then when you pull the milk frother out, it sticks to the milk frother, okay? Mine didn't stick, so I'm gonna keep going. You should have like a real thick cream layer on top. I'm so excited about this combo because I've never tried it, so I'm stoked. Closing it on about a minute, and all I'm doing is I'm just rotating the milk frother in circles, bringing it down to the bottom of the mixture, or like bottom of the cup to like the top of the cup to make sure it's all getting frothy. But really just moving around in circles, letting the milk frother do its thing. All right, and see how I take it out and it's stuck to the milk frother, like coated. The entire frother is coated. That's what we want. It's nice and thick and beautiful. Okay, I'm so excited. Bringing back in the matcha latte with the chocolate cream cold foam. Let's give it a whirl. Ooh, la, la. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Stunning. Do you see the top of this? Stop. It is so pretty. All right, stunning. See how the cold foam is staying on top? You can see a little bit of it mixing into the drink. But oh my goodness gracious, it is so pretty. You can top with some crushed Oreo for a little extra fun. But this is how you make a venti iced matcha with oat milk. Nope, soy milk. But this is how you make a venti iced matcha latte with soy milk and chocolate cream cold foam. Let's give it a taste test. Ooh, yeah, let's give it a taste test. Oh my word. That is like so good. Matcha with chocolate? I don't think I've ever had matcha and chocolate together. This is fabulous. Like 20 out of 10. Very, very much recommend you buy the ingredients and make it yourself at home. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned how to make an iced matcha latte at home and or some sweetened cold foam from Starbucks. If you have a Starbucks drink order you want me to recreate, let me know in the comments below, and I will teach you how to make it yourself at home. And seriously, if you haven't tried this combo, you gotta. It is fabulous. I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah. God bless.